Good evening. Tonight there is nowhere you need to be. Nothing to finish. Nothing to solve. Nothing waiting for your attention except this quiet moment. Allow yourself to settle into the comfort beneath you. Feel the gentle support of your bed, your blanket, your pillow. Take a slow, easy breath in through your nose and softly breathe out again. A deep, peaceful breath in and an even slower breath out. As you breathe, imagine the day becoming lighter, every thought drifting away like tiny clouds carried by a gentle breeze. Outside your window, rain has begun to fall. Not a storm, not heavy, just a steady, peaceful rain. Thousands of tiny drops meeting rooftops, leaves, stone pathways, and wooden railings. Each drop adding another note to nature's quiet lullaby. Listen closely. Perhaps you can almost hear it. The soft tapping, the distant whisper, the comforting rhythm that never asks anything from you. Now imagine yourself arriving at a beautiful little apartment tucked away on a quiet hillside. Warm golden light glows through large windows. The world outside is wrapped in soft gray clouds. Everything moves more slowly here. There is no hurry, no schedule, only warmth, only peace. The front door closes gently behind you. The quiet inside feels like a welcoming embrace. The air smells faintly of vanilla, fresh wood, and warm chocolate waiting in the kitchen. You slip off your shoes. The wooden floor is pleasantly warm beneath your feet. Somewhere nearby, a kettle begins to hum. Outside, the rain continues its patient conversation with the earth. Take another slow breath. With every inhale, imagine breathing in warmth. With every exhale, release another little piece of tension. Your shoulders soften. Your forehead relaxes. Your jaw becomes loose. Even the tiny muscles around your eyes begin to rest. There is absolutely nothing you need to do. The story will gently carry you from here. The apartment is simple, not large, not luxurious, yet somehow it feels exactly right. Every object seems to have found its perfect place. A bookshelf filled with novels whose pages have softened over many years. A small reading lamp casting amber light across the room. A knitted blanket folded neatly over an armchair. Several tiny plants reaching toward the window. The rain paints delicate patterns across the glass. You wander slowly into the kitchen. A favorite mug waits on the counter. Round, heavy, comfortable to hold. Its surface is painted with tiny stars. You pour warm milk into a small saucepan. The gentle sound fills the quiet room. A spoonful of rich cocoa powder follows. Then another. A little dark chocolate melts slowly into the mixture. A touch of cinnamon. A tiny drop of vanilla. Everything stirs together. The fragrance begins to fill the apartment. Sweet, warm, comforting. Steam rises in delicate ribbons. You pour the hot chocolate into your waiting mug. The warmth immediately reaches your hands. The ceramic feels wonderfully cozy against your fingers. Outside, the rain continues. Patient, steady, almost musical. You walk toward the balcony, sliding the glass door open just enough to hear the rain more clearly. Cool, fresh air drifts inside. Not cold, just enough to make the warmth of the drink feel even more comforting. You step outside. The balcony is covered by a wooden roof. Raindrops dance along its edges before falling gently into the garden below. Tiny lanterns hang from the ceiling. Their soft golden light reflects in hundreds of sparkling drops. A comfortable chair waits beside a small wooden table. You wrap a thick blanket around yourself. Its soft fabric feels like a gentle hug. Then you sit. The chair creaks quietly, almost as if welcoming you. You lift the mug. The warm steam brushes gently across your face. You take the very first sip. Rich chocolate, creamy, smooth. A hint of cinnamon lingers pleasantly. Warmth slowly spreads through your chest. Outside, the world has become wonderfully quiet. The rain seems to soften every sound. Cars move slowly somewhere far below. Their tires whisper across wet roads. A distant train passes like a sleepy sigh. Wind moves gently through the trees. Leaves shimmer beneath countless tiny drops. Somewhere nearby, a small wind chime rings softly, not loud, just enough to blend into the rain. The air smells fresh, like wet earth, pine trees, moss, and flowers happily drinking from the sky. You notice tiny lights scattered across nearby homes, each window glowing softly, each one holding its own peaceful evening. Some families are reading, some are sharing dinner, some have already fallen asleep. The entire neighborhood seems wrapped inside one enormous blanket of rain. You take another slow sip. The mug grows warmer in your hands. The chocolate becomes even richer as it slowly cools. A tiny bird lands beneath the roof, its feathers puffed into a round little ball. It shakes away the rain, then quietly watches the garden below. You smile, without thinking, just a small peaceful smile. The bird stays only a moment before fluttering away. The rain continues, always steady, always gentle, always there. You notice the rhythm of your breathing beginning to match the rhythm of the falling rain. Without effort, without trying, simply breathing, simply being. The lantern beside you flickers gently. Its tiny flame dances inside the glass. The warm light reflects across your mug, across the wooden floor, across the little table beside your chair. Everything glows with soft amber colors. The clouds drift slowly across the evening sky. Though hidden behind them, you somehow know the moon is still there, patiently waiting, watching quietly above the rain. You pull the blanket a little closer. The fabric feels softer every moment, almost impossibly comfortable. Another sip of chocolate, another slow breath, another peaceful minute. Time itself seems to move differently here. Not rushing, not counting, simply flowing, just like the rain. As you continue sitting on the balcony, you notice a narrow stone path winding gently through the rain-soaked garden below. Tiny lanterns line its edges, their reflections shimmering in the puddles like scattered stars. Where that little path leads you cannot quite tell from here, but somehow it already feels welcoming. And perhaps when the time is right, you might quietly follow it. For now, there is no need to hurry. The rain will wait, the garden will wait, and the warm mug in your hand still has many comforting sips left. So simply breathe, listen, and rest. The rain continues its gentle song, not hurried, not loud, just a quiet rhythm that seems to belong to the evening itself. You finish the last warm sip of hot chocolate, holding the mug for another moment simply because it still carries a comforting warmth in your hands. A soft breeze moves through the balcony. It carries the scent of rain-soaked cedar, fresh grass, and blooming jasmine somewhere nearby. The little stone path below catches your attention again. Its lanterns glow softly, reflected in tiny puddles that sparkle like pieces of the night sky resting upon the earth. There is no destination waiting, only curiosity, only calm. You rise slowly from your chair. The blanket slips gently from your shoulders as you fold it neatly over the armrest. The lantern beside you flickers once, almost as though wishing you a pleasant walk. Sliding open the balcony door, you make your way downstairs. Each wooden step creaks quietly beneath your feet, not with age, but with familiarity, as though the house has welcomed peaceful evenings like this for many years. Soon, you reach the garden. The air feels wonderfully fresh, cool enough to wake your senses. warm enough to remain completely comfortable. Rain falls in tiny silver threads. The droplets never seem hurried. They simply drift from cloud to earth, one after another in an endless gentle dance. The stone path feels smooth beneath your shoes. Tiny patches of moss grow between the stones, soft like little green pillows. Beside the path, lavender sways gently beneath the rain. Its fragrance becomes stronger whenever another drop lands upon its flowers. Somewhere nearby, leaves rustle softly, not from wind, but from rain collecting, growing heavy, then quietly slipping to the ground. You walk slowly. There is no reason to rush. Every few steps, another lantern appears, each one glowing with warm amber light. They are small, simple, yet somehow they make the entire garden feel like a secret place known only to quiet evenings. Tiny puddles reflect both the lanterns and the cloudy sky. When you look down, it almost feels as though another peaceful world exists beneath your feet, one filled with floating lights and gentle ripples. A robin sits beneath a leafy branch, sheltering from the rain. It watches you calmly, neither afraid nor curious, simply sharing the same peaceful evening. You smile softly before continuing. Ahead, the path curves around a small pond. Raindrops create perfect circles upon its surface. One circle touches another, then another, until the entire pond becomes a beautiful moving pattern. Golden koi fish swim lazily beneath the water. Their graceful movements never disturb the calm. Instead, they seem to move with the rhythm of the falling rain. You pause for a moment, listening. Rain on leaves, rain on water, rain upon distant rooftops, every sound blending together into one gentle lullaby. Take another slow breath. Feel the cool, fresh air filling your lungs, and breathe out slowly. Let your shoulders become even softer, your hands more relaxed, your thoughts lighter. Perhaps you notice how little there is to think about now. Only this path, this rain, this peaceful evening. You continue walking. The garden slowly changes. Tall pine trees appear beside the path. Their branches collect countless tiny droplets. Every now and then, a few drops tumble together, creating a slightly deeper sound as they land upon the earth below. The scent of pine fills the air. Fresh, clean, comforting. The path becomes narrower. Fern leaves lean gently over its edges. Tiny white flowers peek through the greenery. None of them seem bothered by the rain. Instead, they appear grateful for every drop. Soon, something catches your eye. Ahead stands a beautiful greenhouse. Its glass walls glow softly from within. Warm golden light spills across the wet stones outside. Raindrops slide slowly down each glass panel like tiny rivers. You gently open the wooden door. A small bell above it gives the quietest little chime. Inside, everything feels warmer. Moist air carries the scent of herbs, citrus blossoms, and rich soil. Rows of plants stretch peacefully around you. Rosemary, mint, lavender, tiny lemon trees, climbing ivy, even small tomato vines heavy with bright red fruit. Every leaf glistens beneath the warm lights hanging overhead. Rain continues tapping softly against the glass roof. The sound becomes gentler here, almost like distant applause from the sky. You wander slowly between the plants. Each one seems alive with quiet contentment. Tiny droplets rest upon broad green leaves. Some slowly slide toward the edges before falling silently onto the earth below. In one corner sits an old wooden bench. Beside it rests another steaming mug. Fresh hot chocolate. Almost as though someone knew you might arrive. You sit. The bench is pleasantly warm. The mug fits perfectly into your hands once again. Steam curls upward in delicate little spirals. This hot chocolate tastes slightly different. a hint of caramel, perhaps a touch of honey, still rich, still comforting. Outside, rain continues washing the world clean. Inside, everything glows with gentle warmth. You notice dozens of tiny candles resting upon wooden shelves. Their flames move almost imperceptibly, not dancing wildly, simply breathing, just as you are breathing now, slowly, calmly, easily. The greenhouse feels almost timeless, as though mornings and evenings simply drift through without anyone counting the hours. You take another sip. The warmth spreads gently through your chest once more. Nearby, a small watering can rests beside a collection of ceramic pots. An old gardening hat hangs upon a wooden peg. A pair of gloves waits neatly folded. Everything speaks of peaceful routines, of slow mornings, quiet afternoons, gentle evenings just like this one. Nothing feels forgotten. Nothing feels hurried. Everything belongs exactly where it is. Beyond the glass, the rain begins to grow even softer, almost mist-like now. Tiny droplets float through the air instead of falling. The garden becomes wrapped inside a delicate silver veil. Lanterns glow like distant little stars. The world seems quieter than ever. You realize that even your breathing has slowed. Each inhale arrives naturally. Each exhale feels wonderfully long, without effort, without trying, simply resting, simply existing. Eventually you stand once more. The mug is empty again, yet the warmth somehow remains. As you leave the greenhouse, the tiny bell above the door offers another quiet chime. Outside, something magical has appeared. Tiny fireflies, hundreds of them, perhaps even thousands. They drift lazily among the trees, small golden lights floating silently through the mist. None move quickly. They simply wander wherever the evening carries them. Some settle upon flowers. Others hover above the pond. A few follow beside you as though enjoying your quiet walk. The stone path now leads toward a small wooden gazebo nestled among flowering trees. Its roof protects a pair of rocking chairs from the rain. Soft yellow light glows from within. The chairs move ever so slightly, not because anyone sits there, only because the gentle breeze passes through. You step inside. The roof turns the sound of rain into an even softer melody. Tap, tap, tap. The rhythm becomes slower, gentler, sleepier. A knitted blanket rests across one chair. You wrap it around yourself once more. The rocking chair begins moving almost without effort. Forward, back, forward, back. Like breathing, like waves, like drifting clouds. The movement feels wonderfully comforting. Your eyelids grow just a little heavier. Your thoughts become quieter. Far across the valley, tiny lights twinkle from distant cottages, each one glowing peacefully beneath the rainy sky. No one seems awake in a hurry. The whole world appears to be resting. The rocking continues, slowly, steadily, forward, back, forward, back. The rain never stops, and somehow, you hope it never will, because tonight, its gentle music has become part of your own breathing, and somewhere beyond the softly glowing trees, beyond the mist, beyond the quiet lanterns, a warm cabin waits beside a peaceful forest lake. Its windows shine like little stars through the rain. Perhaps, when morning is still very far away, you'll quietly wander there. But not yet. For now, there is only the rocking chair, the blanket, the gentle rain, and the beautiful feeling of becoming a little sleepier with every peaceful breath. The rocking chair slows almost to stillness. Forward, back, until finally it rests. The rain continues, patient as ever. Tiny droplets fall through the soft evening mist, carrying with them a quiet promise that this peaceful night has nowhere else to be. You pull the knitted blanket a little closer around your shoulders. Its gentle warmth feels comforting against the cool night air. For a few moments you simply listen. Rain on the roof of the gazebo. Rain upon the leaves. Rain gathering on flower petals before quietly slipping to the earth below. Each sound blends perfectly with the next. No beginning, no ending, just one endless lullaby. You stand slowly. The lantern beside the chair glows with warm amber light, softly illuminating the little path that continues through the trees. Beyond them, you notice the cabin. Its windows shine gently through the mist like tiny stars waiting quietly in the forest. It feels welcoming, familiar, as though you've visited many times before. You begin walking. The fireflies continue floating nearby, never rushing, never straying too far. They drift through the cool air like little pieces of golden moonlight. The path becomes softer beneath your feet. Tiny pine needles create a gentle carpet over the earth. The scent of cedar surrounds you. Fresh rain mingles with rich wood and cool moss. Every breath feels wonderfully clean. Take a slow breath in. Feel the cool forest air filling your lungs. Now breathe out. Long, slow, easy. Allow your shoulders to soften once more. Let your hands rest naturally by your sides. The forest is peaceful tonight. Tall trees stand quietly together. Their branches gently sway as rain slips from one needle to another. Occasionally, a single drop lands softly upon a fern below. Nothing interrupts the calm. Nothing asks for your attention. Only the simple beauty of walking through the rain. Soon the trees begin to open. Before you rests a quiet little lake. Its surface is smooth except for the tiny circles made by falling raindrops. Each ripple grows gently outward before disappearing into another. The reflections are beautiful. The cabin's golden windows shimmer upon the water. Nearby lanterns glow softly along the shoreline. The moon remains hidden behind gentle clouds, yet somehow its light still brightens the sky. The lake seems to breathe. Its peaceful rhythm matches your own. At the edge of the lake sits a small wooden bridge. Its polished boards glisten beneath the rain. You step carefully across. Each footstep creates the softest sound. The bridge feels sturdy and welcoming. Halfway across you pause. You rest your hands upon the smooth wooden railing. The lake stretches quietly in every direction. Tiny ripples continue their endless dance. Far away, a pair of ducks glide silently through the mist. They leave gentle trails behind them before disappearing into the silver evening. You smile again, not because anything exciting has happened, simply because peaceful moments like this ask for nothing more. Eventually you continue walking. The cabin grows closer. Its chimney releases thin curls of smoke that drift lazily into the cloudy sky. The scent reaches you before the doorway does. Fresh cedar, vanilla, cinnamon, and a faint sweetness that reminds you once again of warm chocolate. A small porch welcomes you. The cabin remains wonderfully quiet. The fire continues its gentle conversation with the logs. Outside, the rain has settled into an even softer rhythm. Tiny drops kiss the roof, the windows, the leaves, the peaceful lake beyond. Nothing rushes, nothing changes, only the quiet passing of another comfortable evening. You remain resting beneath the warm blanket for a little longer. The last glow of the fireplace reflects gently across the wooden floor. Golden light stretches toward a narrow staircase tucked into the corner of the cabin. You had not noticed it before. It is small, simple, made of smooth oak wood polished by many quiet years. Above the staircase, a warm lantern glows softly. Its light feels inviting. Not bright, not dim, just enough to make every step feel welcoming. You rise slowly. The blanket slips gently from your shoulders. Your footsteps are soft against the wooden floor. Each stair creaks quietly beneath your feet. Not loudly, only enough to remind you that this cabin has lovingly held countless peaceful evenings before this one. The air grows slightly warmer as you climb. The comforting scent of cedar wood mixes with the faint fragrance of old books. Somehow, the smell feels familiar, like rainy afternoons spent reading while the world outside slowly drifted beneath gentle clouds. At the top of the stairs, you discover a small library. It isn't large, only one quiet room tucked beneath the sloping roof. Yet every wall is lined with shelves. Hundreds of books rest peacefully together. Their covers are worn with time. Soft blues, forest greens, deep burgundy, golden brown leather, cream-colored cloth. Some have tiny pressed flowers tucked between their pages. Others wear little ribbons as bookmarks. A cozy armchair waits beside a wide round window. Outside the glass, the rain continues. The mountain lake rests peacefully beneath silver mist. Pine trees sway ever so gently. The tiny lights from distant cottages shimmer through the rain like stars resting upon the earth. Beside the chair sits another little table. On it rests a familiar mug. Fresh hot chocolate. Steam rises slowly into the warm room. It seems this cabin always knows exactly what is needed. You smile quietly, wrapping your hands around the warm mug once more. This time, the chocolate carries the delicate taste of hazelnut, just enough to notice, not enough to distract. You settle into the chair. It embraces you perfectly. The soft cushion remembers every peaceful guest who has rested here before. The blanket folded across the armchair is wonderfully thick. You pull it gently over your legs. Outside, raindrops slowly race one another down the large round window. Some travel quickly. Some pause halfway. Others join together before quietly continuing their journey toward the wooden frame below. You watch them without thinking, without counting, only observing, only breathing. Take another slow breath. Softly. And out. Even slower. Notice how easily your breathing follows the peaceful rhythm around you. The fire downstairs. The rain outside. The gentle steam rising from your mug. Everything moves slowly together, as though the whole cabin breathes as one. You glance toward the bookshelves. One particular book seems almost to glow beneath the lantern light. Its cover is deep blue. Tiny silver stars decorate its edges. There is no title, only a small crescent moon embossed upon the front. You gently lift it from the shelf. The pages feel wonderfully smooth. Inside, there are no words, only beautiful watercolor paintings. Quiet forests beneath gentle rain. Small cottages glowing warmly at dusk. Old bridges crossing peaceful streams. Lantern-lit gardens. Wooden boats resting beside still lakes. Each page feels like another peaceful memory. You slowly turn them one by one. There is no story to follow. No beginning. No ending. Only beautiful places inviting your imagination to wander gently. One painting shows a tiny bakery on a rainy morning. Warm bread cooling beside open windows. Another shows an old lighthouse wrapped in sea mist. Another, a sleepy village beneath softly falling snow. Every page feels calm, comfortable. See, eventually, you close the book, not because you have finished, only because you know it will always be here whenever you return. You place it gently back upon the shelf. Outside, the rain has become even finer, almost like silver threads floating through the air. Mist drifts slowly across the lake. The distant mountains seem softer now, almost dreamlike. The lantern beside your chair glows warmly. Its light reflects across the polished wooden floor. Tiny shadows dance lazily along the walls. Nothing moves quickly. Everything belongs. Everything rests. You notice a tiny music box resting upon another shelf. Curious, you gently wind its little handle. A soft lullaby begins to play. Delicate notes drift quietly through the room. Slow, gentle, almost like whispers, carried by the rain. The melody never becomes loud. It simply joins the peaceful sounds already surrounding you. Fire, rain, wind, breathing, music. Together they create a comforting harmony. One that asks nothing of you. Only that you rest. Only that you listen. The warm mug gradually grows lighter. Another peaceful cup finished. Yet the warmth remains. Not only in your hands, but somewhere deeper. A quiet feeling of comfort. The kind that lingers long after the last sip. Outside, the clouds slowly drift across the hidden moon. For just a brief moment. Moonlight softly brightens the mist above the lake. Everything glows with cool silver light. The rain sparkles like tiny crystals. Then, the clouds gently return. The moon hides once more. Nothing dramatic. Only another quiet change in the night. You lean back into the chair. The cushion feels softer than before. The blanket warmer. Your eyelids heavier. The room grows wonderfully peaceful. Even the music box has finished its final note. Silence returns. Not empty silence. Comfortable silence. Filled with rain. Filled with warmth. Filled with rest. Somewhere below. The fireplace continues glowing patiently. The little cabin watches over the sleeping forest. The forest watches over the quiet lake. And the lake reflects every tiny lantern like little stars resting upon its peaceful surface. You close your eyes for just a moment. Listening. Rain. Breathing. Warmth. Stillness. When you open them again, the room feels even softer. The lantern burns a little lower. The rain sings a little quieter. The whole world seems ready for sleep. You realize something comforting. This cabin, this balcony, this library, the peaceful lake, the gentle rain, will always be here. Whenever life becomes busy, whenever your thoughts grow loud, whenever you simply need somewhere quiet to rest, all you have to do is remember the warm mug in your hands, the lantern glowing beside you, the sound of rain upon the roof, and this peaceful little cabin waiting patiently among the pine trees. There is no need to say goodbye, only, until next time. The rain continues, softly, endlessly, peacefully, as another quiet breath carries you a little deeper, toward perfect rest. The library has grown wonderfully quiet. The little music box has finished its gentle melody. The lantern beside your chair glows with a softer light now, its warm amber glow wrapping every bookshelf, every wooden beam, and every quiet corner in a peaceful embrace. Outside, the rain continues, steady, gentle, patient. It falls with the same comforting rhythm it has carried throughout the night, not asking for attention, simply existing. You remain comfortably nestled beneath the blanket, listening. There is something magical about a rainy night that seems to slow time itself. Minutes no longer matter. Neither do hours. Only this peaceful moment. Only this warm cabin. Only the quiet melody of falling rain. You slowly rise from the armchair and wander back downstairs. Each wooden step greets you with the familiar soft creak that now feels almost like an old friend saying hello. The fire downstairs has settled into glowing embers. Tiny orange lights pulse gently beneath the logs. Occasionally, a small spark rises before quietly disappearing into the chimney. The room feels even cozier than before. The warmth has soaked into every wooden wall, every cushion, every blanket, every memory this little cabin has ever held. You walk toward the large window overlooking the lake. Tiny raindrops slide slowly across the glass. Beyond them, the forest is wrapped in a silver-blue mist. The mountain peaks are barely visible now, resting peacefully beneath low clouds. It feels as though the world has become wonderfully small. Only the cabin, only the lake, only the rain. You gently open the window just a little. Cool fresh air slips inside. It carries the scent of wet pine needles, fresh earth, moss, and blooming wildflowers hidden somewhere beyond the trees. You close your eyes for a moment. Take one slow breath in, filling your lungs with the cool freshness of the rainy forest. Now breathe out. Long, slow, easy. Feel every muscle soften. Feel your shoulders sink. Feel your thoughts becoming lighter than the mist drifting across the lake. Somewhere in the distance, a tiny owl calls softly. Just once. Then silence returns. The forest settles again. You smile. It feels as though every living thing has chosen peace tonight. Even the wind moves carefully, as if it doesn't wish to wake anyone sleeping nearby. You notice a small wooden door beside the kitchen. Curious, you gently open it. Beyond it lies a covered porch that stretches around the side of the cabin. The roof protects you from the rain while allowing you to hear every gentle drop. Wooden wind chimes hang from the beams above. Their delicate notes appear only when the breeze becomes just strong enough. Not loud, only soft little whispers of sound. The porch is lined with flowering pots. White jasmine, lavender, tiny blue forget-me-nots. Rainwater gathers on each flower before quietly slipping away. A wooden swing hangs at the far end. Its thick ropes disappear into the roof beams above. You settle onto it. The swing begins moving gently. Forward, back, almost without effort. Its rhythm matches your breathing. Its movement matches the rain. Its quiet comfort matches the peaceful night. You wrap another warm blanket around your shoulders. It smells faintly of cedar wood and lavender. Comforting. Familiar. The lantern beside the swing casts little circles of golden light onto the porch floor. Each raindrop that lands nearby sparkles briefly before disappearing into the darkness below. You look across the lake once more. The cottages on the opposite shore still glow softly. Perhaps someone else is awake with a warm drink. Perhaps another reader has fallen asleep beside a fireplace. Perhaps another peaceful soul is listening to the same rain. The thought feels comforting. The world may be vast, yet peaceful evenings somehow connect everyone who pauses long enough to notice them. The swing continues its slow journey. Forward, back, forward, back. Your eyelids grow heavier. The rain becomes softer. The lantern grows warmer. The whole world seems wrapped inside one enormous blanket woven from quiet moments. You notice tiny beads of rain collecting along the edge of the porch roof. One after another, they grow, pause, then fall gracefully toward the earth below. Never rushing, never competing. Each drop simply waiting for its perfect moment. Perhaps life is a little like the rain. Everything arriving exactly when it should. Nothing forced, nothing hurried, only gentle unfolding. You breathe slowly once more. The mountain lake has become almost completely still now. Only the rain creates tiny circles upon its surface. They expand, touch one another, then quietly disappear, just like thoughts, arriving gently, drifting softly, then fading away without effort. The eastern sky begins to brighten ever so slightly, not with sunshine, only with the faintest silver glow hidden behind thick clouds. Morning is approaching, but it does not hurry. There is no sudden sunrise, no bright light, only a gradual softening of the darkness. The rain continues exactly as before. The birds remain asleep. The trees continue standing peacefully around the lake. The cabin remains warm behind you. Nothing asks you to wake. Nothing asks you to move. Only rest. Only breathe. Only listen. Perhaps somewhere in another dream, you will return to this balcony. The warm mug of hot chocolate will still be waiting. Steam will rise gently into the cool evening air. The lantern will glow beside your chair. The rain will still fall with its endless kindness. The little library will welcome you again. The greenhouse will smell of lavender. The fireflies will dance quietly through the mist. The rocking chair will still sway beneath the gazebo. And this peaceful cabin will always leave one light burning in the window, waiting patiently for whenever you need another quiet evening. The swing moves just a little slower now. Forward, back, forward, back, until eventually it becomes almost perfectly still. The rain remains, soft, steady, endless. You feel wonderfully warm, wonderfully safe, wonderfully sleepy. There is nothing left to imagine, nothing left to seek, only the peaceful rhythm of your own breathing, only the comforting sound of rain upon the roof, only the quiet warmth of a place that will always be here, a place you can visit whenever you close your eyes, whenever the world feels too busy, whenever your heart longs for calm. The balcony, the lantern, the hot chocolate, the rain, all waiting patiently, just beyond your next peaceful dream. So now, allow your breathing to become even slower. Allow your body to become wonderfully heavy. Allow your thoughts to drift away like mist across the quiet lake. The rain will continue singing through the night. The cabin will continue glowing softly among the pine trees. And somewhere, just beyond sleep, a warm chair on a rainy balcony will always be waiting for you. Two rocking chairs rest quietly beneath the roof. Beside them stands an old lantern glowing with golden light. You gently open the wooden door. Inside, warmth greets you immediately, not overwhelming, just enough to make every muscle relax. A fireplace crackles softly. Its flames dance slowly behind a protective glass screen. The room glows with gentle orange light. Everything feels peaceful. A soft rug stretches across the wooden floor. Books fill tall shelves from floor to ceiling. A comfortable sofa sits near the fire. Several pillows invite you to rest. A thick wool blanket lies folded across the arm. Tiny candles flicker along the mantelpiece. Their light mixes beautifully with the glow of the fire. Outside, rain continues tapping gently upon the roof. The sound is softer now, like distant whispers. You wander toward the kitchen. Waiting there is another familiar mug. This one is deep forest green. Its surface feels warm before you even lift it. Fresh hot chocolate waits inside. Steam rises gently. This time the aroma carries hints of caramel, nutmeg, and just a touch of maple syrup. You wrap both hands around the mug. Its comforting warmth spreads slowly through your fingers, then into your arms, then quietly through your whole body. You return to the sofa. The blanket settles comfortably across your legs. The fire crackles softly nearby. You take a slow sip. Rich chocolate, warm cream, gentle sweetness. Everything feels exactly right. Outside, rain brushes softly against the cabin windows. Tiny droplets race one another down the glass. Some travel quickly. Others pause before continuing, each one reflecting little pieces of firelight as they pass. The room grows even quieter. The fire burns steadily. The rain never hurries. The candles flicker gently. Somewhere an old clock softly ticks. Not loudly, just enough to remind you that time here moves gently, slowly, patiently, without pressure. You settle deeper into the cushions. The blanket feels wonderfully soft. The pillow behind your head seems to become more comfortable with every passing moment. Take another gentle breath, slowly, and breathe out, long, easy, relaxing every part of your body. Your forehead smooths. Your eyes become pleasantly heavy. Your jaw relaxes completely. Even your fingers loosen around the warm mug. Outside, the rain continues singing to the roof. Tap, tap, tap. Every sound inviting deeper rest. The fire answers quietly. Crackle, soft pop, gentle glow. Soon your mug becomes empty once more, yet the warmth remains. You set it carefully upon the little wooden table beside you. Its gentle fragrance still lingers in the air. The room begins to feel dreamlike. Firelight dances slowly across the ceiling. Shadows stretch lazily along the walls. Everything moves gently. Nothing changes quickly. Nothing surprises you. Only comfort, only quiet, only peace. Your breathing grows slower. Each inhale arrives naturally. Each exhale feels longer than the last. The rain seems to breathe with you. Imagine every breath carrying away another small piece of the day. Every thought becoming lighter. Every memory floating gently away like little paper boats drifting across the rainy lake. There is nowhere else to go. Nothing left to do. Only rest. The cabin keeps you warm. The blanket keeps you cozy. The fire watches over the room. The rain watches over the forest. And the night quietly watches over everything. Perhaps tomorrow morning the rain will still be falling. Perhaps the balcony will still be waiting. The lanterns will still glow. The garden path will still wind gently through the flowers. The greenhouse will still smell of lavender and fresh herbs. The rocking chair will still wait beneath the gazebo. And another warm mug of hot chocolate will always be ready. But none of that matters now, because this moment is enough. This breath is enough. This peaceful night is enough. The fire becomes softer. The rain becomes quieter. The candles grow dimmer. The room feels warmer, heavier, safer. Your eyelids drift gently closed. There is no effort, no need to stay awake, no need to listen carefully anymore. The story has brought you exactly where it hoped to this quiet little cabin, on this rainy evening, wrapped in warmth, surrounded by gentle light, held by the peaceful rhythm of falling rain. So now, simply rest, breathe slowly, feel your body becoming pleasantly heavy, your mind becoming wonderfully still. The rain continues, softly, patiently, endlessly, as the warm memory of hot chocolate, the quiet balcony, the glowing lanterns, the peaceful garden, the little greenhouse, the gentle lake, and this cozy cabin, all drift together into one comforting dream. Sleep comes quietly now, like rain upon leaves, like moonlight behind clouds, like the last gentle ember glowing in the fireplace. May your dreams be warm. May your heart be peaceful. May your night be calm. And may the gentle rain continue its lullaby, long after the story has faded into silence. Good night. Sleep deeply. And may every dream be as peaceful as the gentle rain.